While Pepsi today is largely known as a better or worse version of Coca-Cola, depending on who you're asking, what I bet you didn't know was that for a short period of time in the late 1980s, Pepsi boasted the sixth largest navy in the world, for a few days. The question may be asked then, how and why? In this video, we'll be answering just those questions. We'll be starting in 1959. US President Eisenhower wanted the Soviet citizen to know firsthand what the American lifestyle was like and the benefits of capitalism over communism. To this end, the United States sponsored the so-called American National Exposition in Moscow, with a Soviet counterpart taking place in New York City. Eisenhower sent Vice President Nixon to represent the American government. At the exhibition, Soviet leader Khrushchev and Nixon met. They were watching the latest in American technology and consumer products when they began a discussion about the benefits of communism and capitalism. The heated conversation plus the hot weather made Khrushchev sweat noticeably. Donald M. Kendall, at that time Vice President of Marketing of Pepsi, handed Khrushchev a glass of Pepsi, with a famous picture being taken, shown here, acting as one of the best advertisements for Pepsi. After the exhibition of 1959, little of note happened. For that, we have to go to 1972. Kendall was president of Pepsi since 1963 and had been seeking for years to take it to the USSR. Kendall was a friend of Nixon, who at that time was sitting US president, and tried to use his influence to get assistance from Nixon, which was successful, and the Soviets agreed to have Pepsi be sold within the nation. In 1972, the deal was almost signed, but a serious question came up. How was the Soviet Union going to pay Pepsi? The problem stemmed from the fact that the USSR did not have access to foreign currency, and the ruble could not be exchanged on the international market. The solution, as cliché as it was to pay with vodka. Stalinyach vodka to be exact. This agreement was historical, as Pepsi became the first Western product to be sold in the USSR. Moreover, Pepsi arrived to the alcoholic beverage market as it became the exclusive importer of Stalinychka vodka for the American market. In 1989, the initial agreement between Pepsi and the USSR was about to expire, and the negotiations to sign a new one began. At that time, Pepsi already had more than 20 factories in the USSR that bottled the drink for distribution. The new trade agreement had a cost of around $3 billion, and the exclusivity of the Stolinyaya vodka wasn't enough to pay for it. The USSR still had difficulties in international markets to exchange rubles, so they had to find an alternative method of payment. Again, the Soviet Union found a solution, looking once again to what they had in abundance, and that answer was naval ships. The USSR offered to pay Pepsi with a fleet of diesel ships. They accepted the deal because they knew that it was the only way to continue to sell Pepsi in the USSR, a very profitable enterprise for them. The agreement included 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer, which were sold to a Swedish company for scrap recycling. Those 17 submarines made Pepsi become, for a few days, the sixth largest naval power in the world. Just 2 weeks later, the ships were sent to a Swiss recycling plant, removing what was for a short time the sixth largest navy without a single shot. I hope you enjoyed the brief look into one of the more quirky aspects of history. If you'd like to learn about another quirky aspect, such as the self-proclaimed American Emperor, click on the video card here for that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.